Hey everybody, how are you doing tonight? I just wanted to throw out a video regarding the coming winter and getting your vehicle ready for any type of trips or potential bugging out that might need to be done. It's a good idea before it gets too much colder to go ahead and get those vehicles outfitted for your uh, winter needs should it come to that. And of course, obviously, if you live in Montana or North Dakota, the needs are a lot more different than us down here in Texas, Oklahoma. But it does get pretty cold and it does ice down here. We don't get the snow, but we do get ice. And there's been some pretty treacherous winters down here, for us by our standards in my lifetime. So, um, take this for what it's worth. I know a lot of you already have this stuff figured out, have a lot better kit than I do. Um, you know, Down here, things are just a little bit different. We don't really have the need for all the heavy duty chains and such most of the time. So, tire chains are something that you need. Obviously, include that in your kit plus anything else that you might want to utilize. So, I'm going to go through my kit and what I use, and then for long trips and such, I'll add a few other things to it. But I'll kind of show you guys what I plan to do or I have done for years past, and maybe this will give you some ideas that you didn't know about. And this is, of course, in addition to any of your extra tools and things that you might carry with you. Obviously, a pair of gloves. Those are always handy. You probably should have gloves in your vehicle all the time anyway. A chain, a tow chain, or a winch, or a tow rope, a tow strap is also good. I actually have one of those in my vehicle right now. Additional antifreeze, coolant, uh, windshield washer, de-icer, a little first aid kit. I've got a bigger one in the car, but this is one that might, supplement that. Emergency blanket, duct tape, windshield de-icer, a couple different types there, and then obviously a toolkit. And another item that I throw in there in wintertime is just one of these little Mr. Buddy little individual bottle heaters. It's pretty versatile, and I just throw it in the trunk with a couple of bottles of the little propane, and you've always got an extra set of heat, or a source of heat rather, should you need it. And then of course a fire extinguisher, a mini one here that's pretty small. But anyway, those are a few of the items that I like to carry with me. Should I go on a trip or something like that? You don't never know. Obviously, I've got like a shovel in my toolbox on my truck, and additional tools and some coveralls and things like that. I had an emergency blanket there as well. I don't know that I mentioned that, but an emergency blanket, and I've got some actual other blankets that I carry in there as well. So something for everybody, I guess. I'm not telling you guys anything you probably don't know, but just going forward, I would, be sure that you're covered, and especially if you have like two vehicles, like you have a wife or a husband, maybe that is not good at prepping or doesn't really think about it. You might want to, get them a kit together too, and just kind of keep it in there. You never know if you take another vehicle, you're not in your normal vehicle. If you take a secondary vehicle, you might want to have it ready to go as well, so you don't have to worry about transferring things, out of it, this and that. So obviously, a good toolkit is handy. People even carry, flares, emergency lighting. I also, I've talked about this in my other videos as far as vehicle kits go. I've also included a little 12-volt air pump, for low tires. And again, I know a lot of people up north run chains and tire spikes and all that winter tire stuff, but down here where I'm at, it's just not something that's very practical or that we use. So I would, encourage you to, have some additional water. You can take water bottles and pour, like a third of it out, and then put them back in there, or a bottle of some sort, maybe a gallon jug, and pour some of it out. So if it freezes, it'll have room to expand and not bust on you. So it's always good to have a little extra water on hand as well. But as far as the coolant for the vehicle goes, just make sure you're using the right type of coolant for your motor and what your specs call for in your manual. Anyway, the de-icers are big. Some people carry like a shovel or carpets, old carpet or rugs. Things that they can put in underneath a slick tire if it can't get grip, and get themselves moving again if they're on an icy patch. So there's a lot of little tricks like that that you can use. Anyway, I would just encourage everybody to rethink their winter kits and make sure they're ready to go right now, and so you're not struggling, here in November when things start going to crap, most likely, and that way you're prepared. And again, this stuff is kind of ever evolving every day. It's just something you got to think about, and when spring gets here, you'll make a little different kit maybe, but I would encourage you to be prepared for all scenarios, and be able to make moves to better your life and better protect yourself and your family. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there to you guys. Again, I know there's a lot of you that have probably pretty real souped up kits for your vehicles, but there's just a few things that I carry in mine in the wintertime to be prepared and have options should they come about. So everybody stay safe. As you can continue to see, the political environment is absolutely atrocious in D.C., and they're not cutting no Amy Coney Barrett any slack at this Supreme Court nominee. So it's going to be pretty bad here in the next couple of days. So hopefully we'll get her done by the end of the week and get her up there. So everybody, stay safe, keep prepping, stack it deep, and always remember, long live the Republic.